Hello, outside Shay here. I told you it was kind of a gloomy day. It's because it's almost 6 p.m. Actually, I think it is 6 p.m., just turned 6 p.m. And it's spring, so it's light outside, which is so nice. I hate that it got dark super early in winter. I always hate that about winter because I need more sunshine in my life, even though there's not much sunshine to be had. I've just been walking around my yard and stuff, talking to my horse, as you do, and that's how I've been following my dopamine. I've just been honestly walking outside, breathing in the fresh air, having a good time. I've spent the last almost 3 hours inside watching Quiet on Set. I haven't finished the last episode. I figured it was time to take a break and follow some dopamine and get some happy emotions, because that's really heavy, important watching, but also very heavy watching. So take care of yourselves if you are choosing to watch that. But hello, Stormy, you handsome fella. I love you very much. He's being a good boy. I'm just walking around outside. I find happiness in just walking around outside and looking at the dirt and the trees in my house. Mostly the trees. Isn't that one of the biggest trees you've ever seen in your life? You can't really tell how big it is from here, but it's one of the biggest trees I've ever seen in my life. That sounds ridiculous showing you it from this angle because it doesn't seem that big, but trust me, it is. That's what she said. I'm probably about to go inside. I really need to get started on this project that I'm planning for this big video that I made a promise that's going to come out next week. So I actually need to get inside and get working on that, but I have problems when it comes to scripted videos because I don't feel like I can film. Well, you can barely see me. How's that? Better? Because I don't feel like I can film scripted videos in a way that feel natural because I have to have my script somewhere in front of me, and I don't really have such a setup that I can have it on a monitor, have my script on a monitor over here, and then have a camera over here and, have me read off of it. I don't have that. What I have is my laptop, which I set on my lap, and my phone, which I film on. And good lord, there we go. So it kind of looks unnatural and it just bothers me and it ends up taking forever. But you know what? We're just, we're gonna try. Because I really want to make this work. I'm tired of making excuses. I want to find ways to make it work. I want to do a lot more scripted commentary type of content stuff. And a lot more IRL stuff. And I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good practice. I think it'll be good at challenging me. I love learning new things. I love being challenged. I love finding ways to make things happen, even though they may seem logically impossible to everyone else. I am a logical impossibility in the fact and so far of my existence. Yet here I am. To confuse and amuse. So I'm going to do my best. And I find myself often procrastinating when I'm not sure how to proceed on something, and that's something I really want to work on, is just proceeding anyway, and not letting that stop me. Not that it stops me, but it halts me in that, okay, before we go forward and trying to finish this, before we go forward and trying to figure this out, or doing this, we need to make sure what we're doing, because I had so much feedback as a kid with my ADHD or whatever, whenever I would do things in unconventional ways, where I would get scolded, even though I would do, for example, I would do a math problem correctly, or I would get the correct answer, and they'd say, how did you get this? And I would show them, and they would say, oh, well, that's not how you were taught, you need to figure it out this way. And I'm like, well, how does it matter? Because I got the correct answer, so why does it matter if I do it your way? That's just one tiny example in a slew of different things, but I always found kind of unconventional ways of doing things, or thinking out of the box way of doing things, and I was always mostly I was scolded and reprimanded for. There were a lot of times that it was, praised and got me into different programs and stuff like that. I can't lie about that. Obviously it did help in a lot of aspects. But it also garnered me a lot of, I wouldn't necessarily put it as criticism, but a lot more negative feedback than I would have liked, than I would have thought mattered, because to me it mattered that, hey, I did something, I got it done, like I succeeded, and I did it a different way. Why is different so bad? Or why is different receive negative attention as compared to what is conceived as the right way? Why is this therefore the wrong way? Why is this considered a wrong way when you're leading to the same result, right? And I think that has helped contribute to this. There's obviously a lot more, and I'm just rambling off the top of my head right now, but that kind of precedent that sets in a young mind, I think really contributed to, like, okay, I need to make sure that, like, I am doing this the right way. I'm doing this the correct way. And also because another big contributing factor to it is my careless mistakes. That was one of the number one factors whenever I was getting my ADHD diagnosis. Is I was always a good student in school. I always did very well in school. My academic grades were never an indicator of my ADHD, which fact, they're often not, at least for certain types of ADHD. So, yeah, I graduated valedictorian and I graduated from Georgetown, yet still have combined type ADHD. What now, atheist? I'm just kidding. So, God, I really say that a lot. Another factor, can you tell I'm unmedicated? Because I can. So, another factor, what was my point? Is that a 4-leaf clover? No, it's not. It's doing things right, not doing things right. Careless mistakes. Careless whisper. Careless mistakes. And the thing that I would do in school was I would make careless mistakes. I would forget to write my name on paper. I would forget to write my entire name on the paper. I would forget the last 2 letters of my first name and then write my last name. That was not a stylistic choice. I just did it. And, oh, there's a cop. I'm not being suspicious. You're suspicious. I would forget careless mistakes, right? And that would often end up in me having to go back and redo my work, redo a lot of work. And there is one particular experience in my childhood, I will not name names, I will not name the resource of this, but my handwriting was clinically so bad that I would turn in my work and this person, this resource, would erase my entire work, my worksheets, my writing, whatever, erase the entire thing and make me write it again until my handwriting was very neat. So I have a lot of pattern development in that sphere of making sure that something is done right or making sure it is done the perceived correct way and not making careless mistakes. I don't want to make careless mistakes because I attribute that to having to go back and do a lot more pain, a lot more embarrassment, a lot more shame, because it's like, oh, you should be focusing on how well I did, but all I can focus on now are my minor mistakes and being paranoid about if I made mistakes, if I made careless mistakes, and that's gonna overall hurt the integrity of the overall work or the overall success, right? So that's why I procrastinate. Really, I just find myself in stuck waiting mode, being like, okay, well, I want to make sure that this is how I'm going to do it. I want to say, this is how I'm going to do it. This is the way it needs to be done. Yes, this is the way. I need to be certain. And I need to try and work my darndest to get out of that mindset and just go ahead. And I do that. I've gotten a lot better about it now that, I recognize what's going on and I have a name to it and I have a cause for it, or at least some causes for it, some background for it, and I understand what's going on. But that doesn't mean that it's not still difficult. It doesn't mean that I don't still deal with it. And this is a case in point, case in example. Because I want this video to do really well. I want to be really proud of this video, and I'm really excited about this idea. It came to me just in a flash this weekend, and I want to do well on it. I really want to have a good time. I want to do well. And I know that I can, but am I going to do as well as I hope to? Am I going to be the thing holding myself back because I didn't do X, Y, or Z the best that I could, and making careless mistakes, that sort of thing. So I want to make sure I have all my T's crossed and all my I's dotted before I metaphorically put pen to paper or, film to roll. And it's not that I don't know how to film, it's not that I don't know how to talk. It's more so the elements, the stylistic choices, like I said, with having to put my script in front of me and my camera and filming, stuff like that. Stuff that isn't so concrete, but yet is. Because there's a million different ways you could say that I could do that, right? And you say, Shay, wouldn't it be a lot more harder to, film or to write the script? No, not at all. Not for me. What I've always said for me is that the easy stuff is hard and the hard stuff is easy. Because I don't know why, my brain takes the hard stuff and can pick it apart and diagnose it and really diagram it down and work it backwards. But the easy stuff? No, I overthink it. Chronic overthinker. This one. So while the hard stuff or things that may be stereotypically hard to other people, such as getting all the information and scripting it out and timelining the script and making a draft and all that, I don't find it to be the hardest part of the process for me, because I can often just ramble and I try not to need a script. But for something like this and for videos like this that I'm planning on doing, I am going to need a script just to keep myself organized and keep myself in line so it doesn't go on forever like this little portion is going to do. But something like figuring out the film setup and the stylistic choices, what it is there's too many options. There's too many options to choose from. And hearkening back to the careless mistakes, it's like, okay, which one leads me with the least margin for error? And I have to get out of that mindset, because I used to equate the mindset, well, what if I choose this and then people hate it, or people point out, this error, or people point out this, no, like, you didn't do that right. And that's what used to really bother me. Like, there was a comment I got on one of my videos on my old channel where I talked about ghosts and I said Tobias, and someone commented, that's not how you say Tobias. And it really bothered me for a while until I realized, no, they're wrong, because that is how you say Tobias. That's how he says his name, Tobias, at least. So that's how it's pronounced. And that was the kind of stuff that I worried about. Now I don't really worry so much about that. I mean, I think every creator, at least probably thinks about that stuff. Whether it bothers them or not varies to the degree, varies to the creator, varies to the medium of work. But it's definitely something to think about or to ponder, or at least are aware of it. What bothers me more now is the capacity for the open-endedness of stylistic choices, of the degree to what the result is going to be of my own happiness with it. Now it's not so much other people's happiness with it. I mean, of course I take that into account of, I don't just want to make something god-awful, god-ugly, no one wants to watch. But I am, at the end of the day, making stuff that I am happy with, that I want to make, right? And so now it becomes... My cousin is going down the road, she's coming home. Now it becomes... she's probably like, what are you doing out in your front yard? Sabrina, if you see this, don't worry about it. And now it becomes a debate over what is going to make me the happiness, what is going to give me the least grief, what is going to give me the most freedom to do what I want, but also leave the least margin of error for careless mistakes, and yet be true to what I want to do. And those careless mistakes would obviously be things that I perceive, right? And it's also a battle of managing my expectations, because I have all these ideas and things for how I want these videos to be presented, but I simply don't have the funds, I simply don't have the equipment, and that's fine. I'm not going to let that stop me from making things. And that's kind of the antithesis, not the antithesis. That's sort of the thesis, really, of this channel. The opposite of antithesis is really just go ahead and try and do the best of what you can with what you have, right? And so that's what I'm going to do. But it's still battling between all those choices of, okay, well, these are the choices with how I can present this. This is the choice. Hello? This is the choice of how I can do this. Or even more so, the unknown when I'm trying something new, what are the choices for how I can do this? It gets even more open-ended, right? And so it's really just a lot of decision paralysis and trying to account for my future self and have this visage in mind of what I want to accomplish, but also leaving it open-ended enough throughout the process that the work itself can evolve, because I don't want to be so stuck that I can't let the project breathe on its own. I never want to do that. I never want to suffocate whatever I'm making, because oftentimes when I'm filming or when I'm editing, new stuff will hit me all the time, and I'll be like, oh, that would be a funny edit to include, or like zoom in on my face there, or whatever. And that's important, to leave room for it to breathe. At least to me it is. Hello? So, hold on. Goes by every single day. Though goes by later today than it usually does. So I guess really what I'm saying is, TLDR, I struggle with open-endedness in my stylistic choices because I don't want to limit myself. I don't want to limit what I make, yet I also want to be realistic about what I can accomplish enough, and accomplish enough to do it well, to do it the best that I can do it. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me. It probably makes sense to other creatives out there, but I may scrap part of this footage and then come back and explain it all later. I don't know. We will see. In editing, we will see. Hello. But for right now, I'm sorry for all the light changing in this video, but this is real. I'm just standing outside rambling. It's like 80 degrees out here right now. Feels nice. That's why I want to join, because tomorrow it's going to be storming all day. It's just going to be raining legitimately all day. And then the next day the high is going to be 53. So I kind of just want to sit out here and read. I'm not going to lie. I kind of just want to sit out here and do diddly squat and enjoy the weather while I can. But part of me is like, Shay, if you don't enjoy it now, if you work hard now, you enjoy it later. And that's the problem, is I'm such a workaholic. I love working, but I am also very, very stringent with myself about finding balance, because I've been so bad about it in the past, and I have paid dearly health-wise. And so I try to be really like, okay, go out and get 30 minutes of sunshine when there is sunshine, as much as you can. Stay for more than 30 minutes, or like eat your lunch outside, go outside and read for an hour, take a break. And for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be working on projects, and it feels even more stringent because this past 2 weeks, I say more or less, I was away on vacation. I was away for a week, but I really didn't do anything for 2 weeks because I was on said vacation or planning for said vacation. Is that a 4-leaf clover? Look what I just found in real time. I don't know if you can see that, but I just found that right here. I'm actually not going to move while I'm sitting here talking to you. That way I almost fell on my butt. That way I can finish this and then go inside and put it up. I'm taking that 4-leaf clover as a sign of good luck. The good things are going to happen with this project, and it is blessed, and we're all going to do great, and we're all going to have a fun time. You know? Yeah. I work myself really hard. I'm proud of all my hard work. but I'm always trying to learn more. I'm always trying to raise the bar for myself. I'm always trying to do better, learn more, make more, reach higher, because I never want to stop learning, and I do want to do badly sometimes, or at least not that I want to do badly, but I don't want to be afraid of doing something badly. I'm not afraid of doing something badly with good intent. And I don't mean bad as in like harmful. I mean like quality wise. I mean like doing something with a green screen and oh my gosh, like this video. Like this is a perfect example of my lighting being terrible. I'm not afraid of doing something bad in quality as long as it was done with true intent and I actually tried. I'm not afraid of doing something and it comes out bad quality, or it comes out cringe, or it comes out cheesy. Like, for instance, some people might say that my green screen or my masking in my Beartooth Journey Below video is not the best. You know what? That's fine. I have learned a lot since then, and I can agree some parts of it are kind of bad in quality. I can see where that comes from, but I don't mind it. I don't mind things that I try coming out badly. I don't mind failing, in a sense, as long as I was trying. As long as I tried, because if I tried, I don't think it's bad. I don't look at it as failing because I tried. If I wasn't trying, or if I didn't do it at all, that's failing, right? I would rather try something and it turn out kind of cringe or goofy or cheesy or whatever, rather than just not care about it and put out something that I don't care about, something that I didn't try at all, something that has no life in it. That is why I have an intent on this channel of never posting a video that I don't like that I made. That's why you'll see me go without posting for weeks sometimes, because I haven't made anything that excites me or that I like. And it's not me being overly critical, it's just that I want to put out stuff that I like, stuff that I enjoy doing. I don't just want to make things to take up space on the internet. I want to make things that I actually enjoy and give me joy. So, with that being said, I'm going to go inside, work on this project that is giving me joy. I'm going to show you the snail that I'm looking at in the grass. I'm going to show you a better view of this 4-leaf clover. I'm going to take this good luck. I'm going to take these good vibes, go inside and get to work.